The following is intended only for mature audiences.
Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
Hi.
I'm at my parents' house the other day.
The other day?
Yeah, I'm doing it kind of like Letterkenny.
Yeah, my wife and I have been watching that a bunch again.
Completely unrelated to what I'm going to talk about. I just want to say that the newest season of Letterkenny, it feels like, yeah, this is definitely Letterkenny, and I'm just bored with it. It wasn't as good.
Yeah, kind of like Trailer Park Boys even got there for a little bit. You know,
you become a parody of yourself.
Exactly.
It's very on brand to do an entire episode about what's the best flavor of chips, but Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, at my parents' house, I brought the littles over to open their Christmas presents, to satiate my mom. And because the presents that my son and daughter got from my parents, I picked out.
So you knew ahead of time that they were getting something good.
Oh, not only did I pick them out, my mom called me and said, what do they want? What should we get to them? I'm like, well, Junior wants that Paw Patrol Big Al's hauler truck. And she's like, your dad wanted to get that for him. But he went to the store on Black Friday and couldn't find it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that shit's like half price right now. I went online. I fucking bought my son's present and my daughter's present. And then went and picked it up at Walmart and drove it to my parents' house and got the $51.
Nice.
And as it relates to the last episode where my mom's like, when are you going to bring them over? She literally said to me, if you're not going to bring them over, then you can just take the presents and give us the $51 back. And I'm like, what does that even accomplish, you fucking idiot?
Oh, my God.
Dude, it's on brand for her. Cunt's gonna cunt. So anyways, after all of this, we're in the kitchen, and my mom's talking about she got a new phone. Like, they both went to the Verizon store in Northtown. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fucking name names in this one. I'm not happy. And they went and got new phones. I just want to preface the rest of this with old people and technology do not mix.
I was already picturing that. As soon as you mentioned what was going on, I'm like, oh boy, this should be fun.
So they got new Samsungs. I don't know the model. I don't fucking give a shit. It's not the point. Their old phones were apparently 5 years old, and they kept not having enough available memory to do stuff. Now, whether or not they had an iOS update from the manufacturer that, incidentally happened to slow down the operating system so they need a new device, as Apple did famously with the iPhone 7 and got caught with their fucking hand in the cookie jar.
I think they still do it, and they're just not as,
they just don't give a fuck. They're like, hey, iPhones, you need them. We have them. Fuck you.
Right.
$1,400, iPhone 27, whatever.
Yeah, you can finance this.
You just have to make 110 low payments of, $11, whatever the fuck it is. So anyways, they went to the store. They got new phones. And my mom's like, what is going on with my Facebook? And I just looked at her. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, what? You have Facebook on your fucking phone? Yeah, a lot of my friends do. I'm like, are you nuts? They track everything you do, especially on a smartphone. Like, other Neil refuses to put Facebook on his fucking phone. And I think a lot of smart people know why, because of all the data metrics and the tracking and just all the shit that goes on. You don't want Facebook on your smartphone. Just don't fucking do it. If you have to use Facebook, do it on a goddamn laptop.
Right. At your home where they already know you're at.
Yeah. And she tells me, well, the association or the company that bought their campground 3 years ago, it's a major corporation out of Las Vegas that's buying up campgrounds all around the Midwest.
Yeah.
And then raising the rates.
Yeah, it's amazing how expensive camping has gotten over the last, say, 10, 15 years. It used to be a poor man's activity, and now everything's gotten so expensive.
Well, it still can be if you're just like Ted Kaczynski and you take a tent out into the woods and hope a bear don't get you.
Yeah, just find a wild preserve or something like that, national forest or something, and just hike in.
Yeah. So anyways, she's like, well, when they give us notices, they do it in a group. I'm like, what do you mean in a group? Well, in the group. On Facebook? Well, yeah, they send all the messages to us, details about our contract stuff on Facebook. I'm like, what the fucking fuck? What kind of rinky-dink dipshittery is going on that a corporation that owns multiple fucking land plots of yearly campground site places, operates solely on Facebook. Do they text you? No. Do they call you? Rarely. Do they email? No, they use Facebook. What the fuck, dude?
I'd have to find a new campground. I would refuse. I'd be like, no, I am not making a Facebook profile just specifically to be a part of this campground.
Well, she had one anyway.
Yeah.
Which, as soon as I knew she had one, I searched for her and blocked her. So years ago, preventatively. I was like, I'm going to block you. You're not going to find me. I'm not going to let you into my online life because Facebook is a place where I can make dirty jokes and post memes without you going, oh, that's terrible. Like, fuck you.
Right.
Because all I'm going to do is delete your fucking comments, and if you go back to see if I responded and I don't respond, why didn't you say anything? Oh, I deleted your comment. Why would you do that? Because you're fucking annoying. Why aren't you dead yet?
I don't know!
But this story only continues to snowball and get worse. Like a fucking avalanche, and you're at the middle of the mountain like, oh, fuck. And you're trying to, snowboard down that shit like Xander Cage in Triple X. Remember that when he fucking snowboards down an avalanche?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
And then the Hatebreed song is playing while it's going on?
Never Get Caught or... Which?
No, that's American Head Charge.
Oh, yeah, it is American Head Charge. Why can't I remember what Hatebreed song you're thinking of?
Anyway. Now is the time. Rah, rah, rah. The fuck, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, wipe this dirt from my face. Wipe these tears from my eye. Yeah, whatever. Jamie Joss is not much of a wordsmith. Hadouken! It gets better. Because she's like, well, I can't find my groups. I grab her phone. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, they used to be here. Okay.
She's in the app and not the...
She's in the app. I hit the groups button. The only thing that comes up is a group titled Recover My Facebook. What the fuck is this? I tap on it, and the first post is in goddamn jihadi talk. I don't even know. It's a bunch of wingdings of fucking Durkistan speak. I don't even know what fucking Arabian dialect this shit's in, but it's one of those. And I look at her, I'm like, take a look at your profile. You only have 10 friends? She's like, oh, I have a lot more than that. Where's my picture? Like, there's my old pictures and the bigger picture, but the little circle picture's no picture. And I look at her, I'm like, describe for me what happened on how you got Facebook on your phone. Well, we went to the store, and this kid who was really smart, he sat down, and he put our old phones next to the new phones, and just in 15 minutes, he was going back and forth and doing all the things, and he set up our phones. He put the Facebook on my new phone. He transferred all my stuff over. I'm like,
Facebook.
No, he didn't. No, he created a new Facebook account for you. What do you mean? He made a new one that's tied to this device.
Yeah.
Did you log out of it on your old phone? No, I'm like, and you said that kid's fucking smart? Well, yeah, Connor was very smart. Now, fuck you, Connor. I'm going to say this again. Northtown, Blaine, Minnesota, Verizon store, not more than a stone's throw from the Cub Foods that's been there for 40 fucking years. Connor, you little twat. Nice fucking customer service. 2 elderly fucking people come in and want new devices, and you give them the slam bang, lazy ass assembly line version of what should normally be customer service. And you give a 73-year-old woman a second Facebook account, and she's none the wiser because she's 73 fucking years old. So I'm like, Linda, you needed to log out of Facebook on your old device, and then if this kid was worth his fucking salt, would have gone to the Facebook app and logged in with your old credentials. What's your password even? She's like, oh, I don't even know. Fuck. What the fuck?
Because
she's
that's
like,
tied to the device, she never has to log in again.
Well, we had those phones for like 5 years. Yeah. I'm like, you're telling me you logged into Facebook one time on your phone and just left it forever? Well, yeah. Why is that not normal? I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Now, I don't have a smartphone. I'm a flip phone guy. So I'm trying to figure out how Facebook works on a goddamn smartphone. I'm having to learn in real time because some little fucking probably 21-year-old dipshit techie Gen Z cuntbag didn't fucking do his due diligence and leave her to set it up on her own.
What's the shitty part is he basically didn't know how to do it the right way, so he just set her up with a new account to fuck her over. You know what I mean?
Or he just made it, he gave her the bare minimum amount of effort to make it seem like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, not even that.
Well, let's be honest. If you're an adult and you work in retail, you've either settled or you're fucking stupid.
you just haven't figured it out yet, maybe?
Yeah. Because I had a problem in March of 2021. I got mad and broke my flip phone. I snapped it in half, which was stupid, obviously. So I had to go get a new one. And I had, previously, the one I broke, I had one that went through the wash. This is years prior. And I brought it with me. Now, when I went there, a red-headed bastard stepchild with a chomo mustache named Spencer.
The same store?
Same store. Nice. Northtown Verizon, Blaine, Minnesota. Not more than a stone's throw away from the Cub Foods that's been there for 40 years. Spencer. I'm like, here's the thing, bro. I got to get my contacts out of this phone. Well, that's broke. We don't even know if it works. It could take 5 minutes. It could take 5 days. He said that shit 3 different times. Not once did he ask me what my theory was for how we could pull it off. Here's my theory. Identical devices, side by side. You follow the button sequence on each device, side by side. On the one that went through the wash but still powers up and is still functional, the speaker was just ruined.
Oh, okay.
So he could have followed those button presses on the other one and plugged it in and probably figured it out. If he's worth a shit, I'm not even a tech guy, and I masterminded that plan.
Oh, good for you.
This guy sells phones for a fucking living, and then has the audacity to be like, it could take 5 minutes, it could take 5 days. And I want to be like, do you want to find out how hard I can punch? Because you're about to be the next contestant on that game show, motherfucker. You won't even let me finish my sentence. I almost stormed out of the bitch. I probably should have. I should have gone to the Riverdale one. They have much better customer service at the Coon Rapids Riverdale Verizon store. That's not more than a stone's throw from the Lowe's store that's been there for maybe about 20 years. So Connor, you fuck, set my mother up to fail. I won't say I felt bad for her, but I was just more disappointed in her judgment.
The roles are reversed now, eh?
Yeah. She's like, well, what do I do? So first off, I tapped the no picture, and it's a search device for pictures. The only picture I could find of her face, for some reason, was a copy of her high school senior picture.
Oh, weird.
It's in black and white. She was born in 1949, so she graduated in 1967, I believe.
It's going back a ways.
Yes. And she's like, well, why is this picture there? How did that get there? I'm like, I put it on there? Well, why? You didn't have a picture. Well, why that one? Because all the other pictures were pictures of my kids, and I've told you, don't you dare put any fucking pictures of my children on your goddamn Facebook. You don't have privacy settings that are worth a shit. You don't have my permission. Grandparents get into trouble for doing this, and then they don't have security settings where pedophiles go on, and they duplicate your profile or steal the pictures of the kids and use those pictures to start fucking kid accounts, to groom other kids for human trafficking. I know it sounds like conspiracy theory bullshit when I say this. It fucking happens. I have read stories on Yahoo News of women that have been like, I was going through Facebook in a group for soccer moms in my area, and I found another profile whose picture was my daughter. And it was not me.
No.
And the cops tracked it, and it was some fucking convicted pedophile. So anyways, back to Connor.
Fuck you!
I try to figure out how to log out. I can't find the log out anywhere. If you're using Facebook on a laptop or a desktop,
you just click your profile, and it's right
you
there.
go in the top right corner, click your profile, there's a log out. There wasn't one. So then I went to delete my account, thinking maybe that would solve it. I'll delete this account, and then I'll just reinstall the app and use her old login credentials that she thinks they are. Now, I asked her what her password was, and she said, I don't know. I mentioned this before. I'm like, well, I know you have the one password for your email that I used to hijack your cable from across town, and then there's your other password that was your other email account before that. What other password could it be? And she said what it was, and it was fucking stupid. I mean, fucking stupid. I'm like, why would it be that? She's like, well, because I like flip-flops. Ha. Okay.
Sure.
I'm like, you gotta either group like sites together with one password, remember them because you're old, or write that shit down. Or Linda, I have like 25 fucking passwords to remember for all kinds of different accounts and websites and shit, and work, at home, everywhere. I can't delete the goddamn profile. Why? Because you have to enter your password to delete the profile, and she doesn't fucking know it. Fuck! So now I've run into a dead end. I'm like, well, hang on, let me tap, forgot my password. And then it comes up, Facebook can send an SMS message with a
Link.
6-digit code link
Oh, yeah.
to your choice of this email or this phone number. It was her phone number.
Sure.
But they star most of it out.
Yeah.
Because if it's your account, you should know.
Mm-hmm. They just give you the last couple digits just to make sure it ends with is right.
Yeah. So the email was a Gmail account. I'm like, what is this letter, 10 asterisks, letter at Gmail?
Because she got a Samsung phone, which is Google Android, so she had to get a Gmail account to tie it to that phone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I went the phone number route because we don't even know who that email is, according to you. Because she goes, well, maybe it's your Aunt Bobby. I'm like, hang on a second. You think that Facebook wants to send a password renewal reminder to my father's sister, who also is dealing with cancer, and I don't even know how the fuck you would get her email. Why is that a thing in your mind? How did you come to that idiotic conclusion? And before you answer me, I just want you to say it out loud again and see if it sounds as absolutely fucking retarded to you as it does to me. That is what I said to her.
Jesus.
I could not have been more acerbic in not giving a fuck about her feelings. I mean, this is an opportunity to crush her.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking crush her. Nothing drives a narcissist crazy like being made to look or feel stupid
Small.
or lesser than.
Yep.
Only she didn't freak out like I normally would have thought she would. She didn't attack me for attacking her because I've got her ground down now the last year. I've figured out angles and buzzwords and how to play her.
She hasn't figured out how to counter him yet. So
Don't even get me started on the time I was talking about, I don't even know what. And she's like, well, I'll decide. I'm the parent. She said that to me. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Did you just say you're the parent? You're rank checking me because you're the parent. Those are my kids, Linda. I'm their parent. You might be my mother, but I'm a 39-year-old fucking man, and I'm the parent should never be a part of any conversation we have from now back to 20 fucking years ago. You meathead, how miserable and pathetic is your sad, shitty little life that you had to come at me with, but I'm the parent. Like that means fucking anything at all.
Right.
What are you in charge of? I'm a grown-up. I don't fucking need you. You could die tomorrow. I wouldn't blink. My life wouldn't change at all. Fucking I'm the parent. Get the fuck out of here with that. That is exactly what I said to her then. And here's the funny thing, is she got pissed, but she was quiet. And then she stood up and she's like, I'm not going to have you come into my house and talk to me like that. And you don't tell us that we don't donate money to your high school anymore because of them firing that teacher for being gay. I'm like, hang on, we're not even talking about that. Holy fucking shit.
That was a U-turn.
Jesus Christ. She just had a real-time syntax error in her brain and veered off into no man's land here to come up with a counterpoint that doesn't even register. I really fucking got her. Like, I was so proud of that I had therapy that night, and I fucking told him, I'm like, you don't understand how big of a moment this was. This is the day that I finally turned the tide on her. Wasn't it like Appomattox is where the fucking Civil War started to go right for the North?
North, yeah. Yeah, the turning point in the war, as they say.
Yeah, that was my fucking Appomattox.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So now, when I get her, she doesn't react.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I'm sorry I tried. I really did. You watched me try. It didn't even send the text message to her number. I'm like, I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to text you and see. Because I couldn't even find where the messages were. And I've had a Samsung before. When I was a social worker, they gave me a work phone. It was a Samsung Galaxy JS3. Long time ago.
Oh, my son had one of those.
Yeah, it's only like 5 or 6 years ago, but fucking it was a great phone.
Yep.
I text her phone. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to send you a text. And if it goes through, you're going to go back to the store and you're going to show that text to Connor. And then you're going to demand that he figures this shit out for you.
Did she get the text?
She did. And it said, Connor is a stupid cunt.
And did she go back with that text?
I'm not sure, but when I told her, she's like, I can't show him that. I'm like, no, fucking do it, because he royally screwed you over. That's bullshit. Just leaving you hanging. Like, I don't, again, feel bad for her, but it's like, when people give half-assed customer service to the elderly, who are very trusting, that's why so many of them historically have ended up leaving thousands of dollars in brown paper sacks and lockers down at the bus station and going, well, it seemed like everything was on the up and up. They said that if we gave the money, we would get a new car. And, this has only happened like 3 or 4 other times, but they seem so nice.
My nephew, he needed the money, and I kept wiring it to him, and I never heard if he got it.
Yeah. I'm basically aping part of a bit from Doug Stanhope from back in the day. With the whole paper sack full of money in a locker at the bus station. It's happened 3 or 4. I have to give credit to Doug Stanhope, who's one on my comedy Mount Rushmore. That's such a great bit. I go downstairs now, and I have to tell the kids, it's time to leave. And my dad's like, what's going on? And I explain it to him in shorthand. I'm like, and I tried to send a fucking password reminder thing to reset the password, and there was a phone number and an email. And I read the email. He's like, well, could it be my sister Bobby? I'm like, no, it's not Roberta's email. God damn it. Did you not hear me just fucking scold her?
You guys are wired the same.
Like, here's the layout of their house. It's 4 levels. You come in, ground level, and there's the foyer or foyer if you're a dick. And to the right is the kitchen. She was in the kitchen. Next to the kitchen is the dining room. There's a wall that separates them. But then there's a railing that separates the dining room from the downstairs. You can look down in there.
Yep.
Like a cutout in the wall.
Throw some shit at the people watching TV down there.
Yes. Or hang Christmas socks there. Or if we're just moving in, me when I'm like 2, accidentally almost fucking hang myself from it.
Oh, sure. Put your head through that damn thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, you heard me just scold her for the sheer stupidity of that fucking suggestion. And now you've said it. He's like, well, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. I guess I don't know what's going on with this. I don't understand. I'm like, fucking clearly. All right, kids, let's go. And we left, and I haven't fucking talked to him about it since.
That was the holidays, huh?
That was just Sunday. Tonight's Tuesday. That was 2 days ago. God damn it. God damn it, fucking Connor, at the Verizon store in Northtown in Blaine, Minnesota, that's just a stone's throw from the Cub Food store that's been there for 40 years. Fuck you. Fuck you even harder than fucking Spencer. That stupid redheaded stepchild cunt with the chomo mustache.
Here's the thing, was Spencer probably, or maybe, Connor's boss?
I would
he might
think
have groomed
not.
him after all these years. Maybe Spencer's still there.
I don't know if I'd use the word groomed as much as I'd say like coached,
Trained.
What's the word? What's a better word here? Coached.
Trained.
No, not even trained. Brain fart. Mentored.
Yes.
He may have mentored Connor. Trust me, Spencer, not a future leader of the world. Probably still not working at Verizon. Probably working for some other place that's also retail because his parents didn't hover over him enough about his grades and let him have a kind of laissez-faire attitude about life because he's not the same generation as I am. I'm an Xennial or Zennial, however the fuck they say that. I'm the micro gen.
I really don't know what. Yeah, what
You're a Gen Xer,
Yeah.
and Spencer is a fucking middle of the pack millennial douchebag with a haircut that looks like you would see it on your average 4-year-old, and again, a creepy red sex offender mustache.
Yeah, there's so many guys out there wearing mustaches who should not.
And so many of them look like they're date rapists because of it. I wish they'd stop this fucking insanity. And stop screwing over old people at phone stores.
Of course.
But somebody's got to work there. Fun fact, when I mentioned that I always got stellar customer service at the Riverdale, Coon Rapids, Minnesota Verizon store that's just a stone's throw from the Lowe's that's been there for 20 years, she's like, oh, we don't like it there. I'm like, ha! Well, do you like getting bent over a barrel and fucked dry? Because that's what happened.
Well, look at what happened when you went to the one you liked.
Fucking Connor's mother should have swallowed him.
Your mother should have swallowed you!
All kids like that should have been blowjobs.
Yeah.
I realize I was a stupid kid once, but never in any of my customer service jobs when I worked retail for 10 years was I that colossal of a lazy bitch that I tried to just slam bang through getting somebody out the door. Even on weekends, if I had to do door lock rekeys when it was way too busy to be fucking coming in for that shit, I still fucking did it.
I remember just loving those because it would get you away from the customers for a bit and it got you to do something mechanical, something with your hands. And but we got to the point where we couldn't do them on Saturdays because of that reason. You'd have somebody come in and want like 12 of them all rekeyed together, and you're going, cha-ching! This will take all the rest of my night. But,
yeah, here goes an hour of my fucking day.
Yep.
But point of note on that, I get why people come on the weekend because they work all week. But I'm pretty sure that on like Tuesday or Wednesday night at 7 or 8 o'clock, you weren't still working.
Right.
Or even if you were a second shifter during the week, come during the day. Not Saturday at 11:30 right before the lunch rush or during the early portion of it.
That is correct.
What stinks too is, well, maybe not stinks, but like in the metro area, like the Menards, some of the home improvement places all close at like 8 o'clock. And it was like, man, that stuff used to be up until like 10 o'clock when I worked there. Like I had to stay till like 10:30 at night, freaking half the time, closing up the store and working late. And now these assholes get to get out at like 8 o'clock, 8:15.
I had a high school buddy that worked in the paint department at the Riverdale Coon Rapids Home Depot.
Yeah.
And they used to be open till midnight.
No, yeah. No thanks.
Midnight. Who the fuck needs paint at 11:30 p.m. any day of the week? Unless you're like a contractor and you suddenly like, uh-oh, I don't have enough for my job tomorrow. I can understand that, but still, motherfucker.
That contractor is not going to come in there at 11 o'clock at night. He's going to get there at 6 in the morning when those doors open.
I'm gonna contradict that notion with some of them are, and it's because they're the types of contractors that have felonies and meth habits, and they keep weird hours. Yeah. And they take on more jobs than they can handle, and that's why they come over and they build you half a deck and disappear for a month.
Sounds like personal experience.
No, but I mean, everybody knows somebody like that where they show up and you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have hired this guy. He's a tweaker.
Yeah, you don't realize it until too late, until you're already hired him on.
Yeah, or they say, oh, yeah, I'll pick up the materials if you just want to give me cash.
No.
Suck a bag of dicks. Nope. And that's why my fence isn't enclosed around the side of my house. Because I said, no thanks on the cash-only deal, bud. I'll hire somebody else. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.